Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have something special that I'm going to work on. I'm going to be working on Ali Edwards' Day in the Life. It was March 10th, a Thursday, and I am so excited to work on this project. I always do these day in the lives and I never finish them. So I'm going to grab something real quick because I wanted to show you guys. Okay, my intention has always been to document day in the life from the first time that I started it till now. I have these black albums. Obviously they are for week in the life. I'm not using them for that. I can cover that up at some point. But I started putting in pages from all the way back in 2018. I may have mentioned this when I did the 2020 video. I'll go ahead and link that up in the eye. But my intention is to get all of the day in the lives in here. I think it'd be really amazing to get them all in here. I may have to have another album, but the other thing that I worked on the other day was I went to Ali Edwards' blog and I got a jumbo piece of paper, actually the back of a calendar, and I wrote out, starting from 2021, I wrote down all the dates dating back all the way to 2012, which is when I started this project. And what I did is I wrote the date and then I wrote photos in the folder. I made one specific folder on my hard drive to let myself know that the folders are there, and I had to figure out where some folders were, and then there's a lot of photos to be edited. But at least now I have a starting place and I know that I have photos for a lot of these. It's just a matter of putting them together. So I'm really excited to have all the dates planned out, and now I can start to work on this, hopefully bit by bit, right? So if this is something that might be useful to you, leave a comment in the comment section and then I can type it up and give it to you guys as like a free download. I can like include it on a Project Life video or the next video that I do for Day in the Life. I have all the pieces. I bought the physical kit this time. I tend to kind of rotate and switch between, the physical kit or the digital kit, but I did the physical this time. And I even splurged and got this stamp set because I could not resist. I love the flowers and the big ing words. So I got that. Not sure if I'm going to use it for this project, but I am definitely going to use it for other projects, and I'm very excited to use it. I have everything planned out, all the page protectors, and over on another desk, I have the clear sticker journaling, and hopefully it'll fit. If it doesn't fit, I'll cut it apart. But I am excited to get started, and I'm gonna go ahead, speed things up, and switch to the process video. All right, here we go. This is going to be a really long process video, but I hope that you enjoy. I had so much fun putting together all of these pages and bringing this day in the life to life. And I, of course, wrote an essay. I tend to always write an essay. I'd love to know how it is for you when you do day in the life or week in the life. If you'd leave a comment and let me know, do you wind up with an essay or do you wind up with just a few notes? I usually wind up with an essay. I don't know. I feel like I need to write down every minute detail. So I have one photo of me waking up, remembering that it's day in the life, and starting to take photos. I don't have a lot of light in my bedroom, so I just make do with what I have. And I'm like peeking out of my eye mask, like, oh boy, here we go. Because I knew today was going, or that particular day was going to be a busy day. My daughter tends to make her own breakfast, so I got a snapshot of that, added a little sun to it, and also have a picture of me making my son a peanut butter and jelly. Switch things around so that way the story card was on the right-hand side. Then I'm just gonna, as I move along in this project, I'm gonna go ahead and take the pieces and move them to the top of the black mat. So the photos on the back of the first insert is my son leaving for school, the backpacks, and how I noticed like the little details about how over the different seasons in life, the messes down in that area have kind of changed. The messes on the floor have changed, and it's just interesting to kind of note the changes. Right now, the messes include sweatshirts and backpacks and papers. I finished up that insert, and I talked about also how today was or that particular day was a little bit different because my husband was taking the kids to school, since I was gonna have a very special meeting on Zoom with Allie Edwards, Lisa Freckle Pickle, and all the other Allie Edwards ambassadors. So I got all dressed up, and I even put on a necklace. I mean, I was so fancy for about 9 o'clock in the morning. So I got all ready, and I am going to include the screenshot that Allie took of all of us in a laminated pocket. I'm going to use the loving stamp later on. I just wanted to stamp it now because I was thinking about it, and then I'll set that off to the side. The 4x6 photo is my book journal that I worked on after the Zoom meeting, and I put 9 o'clock and then AM stamping, and I'm just repeating that for all of the stamps going forward. I also took the clear stickers, and you guys, I know I just couldn't use them as clear stickers. I had to mat them on some white paper. For me, that just worked better, so I decided to just go with that. The next part of this day was picking up my kids from school. They had really early dismissal at 11:50, and I jokingly call it like preschool dismissal because when they were in preschool, it was 11:30. So I picked them up, and my son was just hilarious with his conversations with friends, and I love it. I always try to capture me in the car. Like, I wait till I'm at a stop sign in the neighborhood, and then I just kind of snap a picture real quick. We also went to the Dollar Tree to get some supplies, and my son took that photo of me holding the poster board and some treats. Set up the phone on the kitchen counter to get a picture of my daughter and I making lunch, and it's just so hilarious how my daughter like cooks a lot more than my son, but that's okay. We will get to it. We will get him prepared for when he leaves the nest. But anyways, so I'm gonna have a flip pocket or a flip out pocket 4x6 to include the snapshot of all three of us, because once I called my son into the kitchen, I asked for a picture. Needless to say, I got a hilarious capture of him, but I'm going to include it anyways. And I know I said in the intro that I probably wasn't going to stamp, but I am going to stamp. I can't resist. I want to stamp. I also had a paragraph of journaling about the next step in our process and how we were making lunch and what was for lunch. So I wanted to include that on the inside of this 4x6 insert. So I put the details above it, and then I will make a little flower garden in some different colors. So I have orange and green, and then I have the little shapes, and I'll make the leaves in blue, and I'll use this dark green stem. So kind of just a funky flower garden, but goodness, I loved making it, and it was so much fun to use this new stamp set. And I love how this 4x6 card came out. So once I have that card done, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get the time stamp for that card and also the lunch making photo. So we are only on about 12 p.m., but there is a lot going on in this day already. I also made sure to talk about in my lunch paragraph that as an adult, I totally appreciate the fancy air fryer that we have, and I can do multiple trays, multiple different types of food, and it's just the best. It's also the best how this type of project allows me to capture those little minute details, and I just love including those. So the next part of the afternoon was kind of busy. We had a science project, and I also wanted to talk about our backyard time. I had a photo of one of the trees blossoming, and I had to include the story of how my son spotted me on the ladder so that way I could get up there and take the picture. But while I was up there, he switched our shoes. We both had slip-on shoes for the yard. I don't know how he did it. I wasn't exactly paying attention, but I'm glad I didn't fall. And Oh, the teen antics. So that's the story that I had to tell while I was taking the blossom picture. For the bottom 4x6 card, my daughter finished up her science project with some gummy bears and talking about osmosis, and then she put together her poster board. Absolutely insisted that she did not want my help. So I did not help her, and she did the poster board all on her own. I just helped with photography. I added in a few stickers and matted one of them on white paper and put it over my daughter's photo. It says all the details about this. And I cut down the gummy bear ruler picture. The gummy bear, just in case you want to know, on the top in the photo is the original gummy bear. And then the second one is the one that got really blown up. I had so much journaling for this particular science fair project, I had to trim a portion of my daughter's photo to include the last 2 sentences. Goodness gracious, I write essays, I'm telling you. It just wound up that this particular day in the life, I guess, had a lot to say. I do have a 4x8 insert that I'm going to make in a little bit. The next set of photos is the late afternoon and the start of the evening. It was a little bit of a bumpy afternoon because my daughter did not want to do her chores. But I got a capture of me working out. I don't have a workout bench, so I used a side table. Work with what you have, right? Also doing some laundry, and my daughter took the bottom right photo because I was on a Zoom meeting for the school. So all those photos are about me, and I think that that is really cool. Since there was such a time difference between the 3 main photos on the page protector, I decided to stamp the other times. So the time for my laundry and then the parent meeting. And then I can go into the evening photos as well. So I keep the formula pretty simple with using a story card or gratitude card and adding on the clear journaling. I make my journaling font probably at 9.5, just so that way I can get all that journaling on that I really want to include. I also put a word sticker on each of the photos. The workout photo says real life because you can see my daughter in the background, and part of my routine for laundry and listening to the Zoom meeting. Also added in a chipboard star on the workout photo. Just a few chipboard stars here and there throughout the project. So the next portion is going to be the 4x8 insert. I'm just finishing up gluing the times and a few of the word phrase stickers. So I was on the floor with my daughter and I was trying to help her make sure that she had all the photos printed. And since I was kind of like, I guess, in a yoga pose, she decided to climb on top of me. And since it's day in the life, I was able to capture several of those photos of us and her just climbing on me like I'm a horsey. It's like you're too big at this point for me to be giving you a horsey ride. But I captured the photos, and I am going to put some of the journaling on the back of this insert. So I just took a little snippet of the journaling that I had and just included it because I didn't want it all on the side. I really want to use the flower stamps again to kind of add a little bit of color to it. So I take the orange flower and I just stamp it a few times on the front and the back. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't get the stamp ink anywhere, so that's why I used my day in the life list as my backing. So added in some pink leaves as well, a few of the green circles, and then blue leaves. Really love how the insert turned out. It just was so fun to add a little touch of stamping. The next portion is going to be going into the evening with my daughter. It's just my daughter and I on Thursday evenings because my son has some really late comp soccer practice. I was looking at these 4 photos and decided that I needed to kind of rotate out the page protectors. I'm going to stick with the all vertical 3x4 on the left, but switch the right side to a 4x6. And this way it kind of allows me to kind of separate the kind of two different evenings that I had. I had some time with my daughter, and then I had some time with my son. So my daughter and I were watching kids baking, and we kind of turned the day around with, some cuddles and snacking on trail mix together. I put the feeling right there, and we always wind up reading together. She reads her book, I read my book, and the cats come join us too, as you can see. In the bottom right of that pocket, I'll have a story card. Decided to add in kind of a moon and a star since it was the evening, and then I'll stamp another mini little garden with the stamps, and this time sticking only to the orange and the green and the blue. Over on the right hand side, I have that gratitude card, and it's 2 photos of me in my son's bedroom. And when I was taking the notes for this day in the life, I could have kicked myself, because my son always has the best conversations when it's late at night and he loves talking about different topics. I did include that in the journaling, but I forgot what specifically he was talking about. So it's like, that's what I want to capture when I'm doing these projects. And I'm always want to, like I said, kick myself if I don't remember what it is. But I did include, that I love that time together where we can just chit chat. And I love that he still wants me to come say goodnight to him, even though he's almost 13. I will take it. And now I've just told everybody in the world about it, right? So I am stamping my flowers, and then I will use a little stem at the bottom. So it's a very tiny garden on the right-hand side with very little leaf stems, but I really like it. It just adds that extra color and just emphasis. And you know that I love to play with my stamps. We are going to finally be on the last page in just a little bit. We're going to wrap up with me putting the cats to bed and brushing my teeth. On the moon card, I also put 2 phrases together that says evening conversations. Love doing that with word strips and making little phrases or little sentences. Over on the gratitude 4x6, I put everyday stories and also evening routine. And in my son's bedroom, I put this moment, since I really enjoy talking to each other. And I am so proud of him for, everything that he's doing right now as far as participating in comp soccer. All right, last page, I'm going with the yellow gratitude card, and I'm just talking about how I round up all the animals, I give the cat some cookies, and I just kind of talk about my evening process and how I enjoyed this day and documenting this day. I also included a stamp at the bottom that says giving thanks for this day, and just talking about how this was a very long day and a very busy day, because as you can see, I wrote down the time 11:31. I usually don't go to bed that late. I aim for 11, so it was a very busy day. Okay, so the next part, I'm going to put this in my album, but I am not putting them in the page protectors because I want to obviously take some photos. So I'm just putting together the pieces, and then I will also add in the laminated portion of the Allie Edwards Ambassador. I realized that I had an extra little paragraph of journaling in the evening, so I went ahead and added that. I'm also going to punch the hole for the adhesive 4x6 insert that I used to include the extra photos when we were making lunch. So I keep putting stuff in, and then I will get to the laminated pocket, which is just size 7 by 8 and 8 1/4, so just outside the page protector. Going to fussy cut the loving and then adhere it down in the bottom right corner and add in a couple stars. Loved adding in this laminated pocket or laminated photo, and it's just so special to be part of the ambassador program, and I'm just so thankful to have this opportunity. So now I'm going to do a little walkthrough of the finished pages as best as I can, since everything's not in the page protectors. I don't know how many pages I wound up with. I think it's about 6 or 8, and I just love how this day came together. I really love documenting the minute details, and I love capturing this. It's such a wonderful invitation to document everyday life, especially since I'm kind of in a season where I don't take as many photos every day. So this gives me the opportunity to kind of take a closer look at the everyday. I know that this was a long process video, but I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing my entire day come together and hearing me talk about my day. I would love a thumbs up or subscribe if you are new to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell, and I hope you guys have a great day. All right, bye.